Very good evening.
Yeah, I'm fine. It is going on very good. Sir, how about you?
Well, fit as Fidel and doing great in my life. Thank you for your kind concern.
Yes, yes. And sir, before starting our conversation, also we don't know each other. First of all, you have to know about yourself and who are you, where are you from, and kindly what do you do? Are you student or are you working person? I don't know about yourself. So first of all, please introduce yourself.
Sure, why not? I would be more than happy to introduce myself. So let me start. Well, my name is Shiv, and I born and brought up in India. My native place is Uttarakhand, and basically by profession, I'm a central government employee. And as far as my academic qualification concerned, I'm done with my master in English, master in commerce, and this year I'm pursuing a master in economics. This is my final year. In addition to this, I do teach English to beginners and international speakers through different online applications, and I do have my own YouTube channel by the name of English with Teachership. So that's all from the site, and over to you.
Yes, yes, it is nice to it was nice introduction also for you, and it is my turn. First of all, thank you for giving this wonderful opportunity to introduce myself in front of you. I am Shantanu Das. I am connecting from West Bengal, and by profession, I am working person. I work in a hospital as an attendant. And if I talk about my education qualification, I have completed my graduation in mathematics subject. And if I talk about my hobbies, I always like playing cricket and football. Apart from also, I'm running my one YouTube channel, which name is English with SD. That's all about me, sir.
Now, I'm delighted to hear that the way you have introduced yourself. Thanks.
Yes, yes. And sir, first of all, I would like to ask one question. Your accent is very nice, but how did you learn this accent?
Well, when I started my learning, like journey of learning this language, I used to use one application, and there I've talked with many native speakers around the world. Most of them were from the United States and United Kingdom, Holland, and some of them from United States. Or I started talking with them, but initially I felt a lot of difficulties in order to understand the accent. But later on, when I started talking to them day by day, I got to know that how they speak and what kind of accent they have been using, and um, from there I got influence of the accent on my spoken English. Secondly, I wanted to improvise my pronunciation, and for that reason I started learning IPA, International Phonetic Alphabet. So we have to deal with 44 sounds. There are 24 consonant and 20 vowel sound which we need to practice with. So I started doing practice with these sounds, and my voice, my vocal cord, and my glottal sound, or everything's get a bit different as usually the Indian speakers speak English. So that's the only reason behind it. I haven't learned accent intensely in my entire life because I don't believe on accent at all. What I believe on is correct pronunciation. So I hope you can notice whenever I'm speaking, I'm trying my best to speak slowly and giving proper time or complete time to pronounce every single word completely. So that's what I usually do.
Yes, yes. Sir. And sir, when did you start your English speaking journey?
Well, it's been 3.5 years back when I started my journey of learning this language. And initially, I started learning this language. For the next 1 year, I gave time to myself to learn this language. And after 1 year, I wasn't satisfied with my performance by my spoken English. Then I asked one teacher that I don't think so, like I'm improving. So what can I do in order to improvise my spoken English? And she suggested me that you can do one thing: start teaching others, share knowledge with others, and that's how you can learn yourself, and you can teach others as well. And this is the best way that you can improvise and ace your spoken English to the next level.
Yes. And sir, right now also you are working person as a central government employee as well as also you also teach few students. Yeah.
Yes, I do teach, but I don't teach professionally because I'm not a professional English trainer. I teach English as an unofficial English trainer, which means I do create my own panel on different application, being a co-learner. But still, rest of the members who have been joining my panel, they have been acquiring knowledge from myself. Like I love to discuss about vocabularies, idioms, phrasal verbs, and all these stuffs.
Yes. And sir, how long have you been teaching?
I have been teaching English for last 2.5 years, unofficially.
Yes. And sir, I would like to ask another question to you. I belong to West Bengal and I belong to village area. And when I was starting in my school life, at that time my English was not good, and at that time I was very weak in English subject. And that's why also I have to face a lot of problem for my improving my English skill because I don't have a lot of vocabulary in my brain. But while speaking, I get stuck, lack of vocabulary. But sir, my question is, how did you improve? How am I improve my vocabulary skill?
So, learning vocabulary itself is a challenging task, I must say, because you have to give time to yourself in order to learning vocabs. First thing that we need to understand the essence of vocabularies in our spoken English. So, vocabularies are like fuel for a car, bullet for gun, just like that. Secondly, I would give one shortcut trick to you if you want to improve your vocabulary. That is called power of substitution, replacement, or alternative. What does it mean? It means whenever you're speaking English, you have to replace your vocabularies every single day, right? For example, today you are saying that I'm very curious to learn English. Tomorrow, don't use curious. For that, you can find some better synonyms. For example, you can say, I'm so inquisitive, I'm so eager, I'm hungry, I'm so keen, right? So, this is how you can edify your vocabs. Now, second thing I would say, try to start writing as much as possible, but when you are writing, don't write for the sake of writing. No, you have to write for the sake of incorporating your vocabularies during writing portion. So whatever vocabularies you have learned, just use while writing. Okay. Third thing, whenever you speak, try to listen other speakers, what kind of lexicons they are using while speaking, and observe them. Later on, you can jot it down, which means write it down in your diary, in your notebook. You have to make notes. For example, if you have written beautiful, then you have to write at least three or four synonyms in front of it, that vocab. You can say magnificent, then you can say aesthetic, ravishing, stunning, multitudinous, appealing, graceful, delightful, right? So this is how you can make notes, and the more you will write vocabs by your own hand, you'll be able to remember it for long lasting. Now, fourth thing is story narration. It means you have to create a hypothetical situation for yourself and you need to start describing it. While describing, make sure that you would use those vocabs that you have learned today. For example, in the morning time, you have learned only three vocabs. That's more than
Yes,
enough.
yes,
I'm not saying that you have to learn more than three. If you would incorporate yourself more than three, you're not going to learn it, right? So only three vocabs, but while story narration, you can use those vocabs, right? And next one, I would say I've seen many time people are making notes, so you can just record your audio, okay, or whatever vocabularies you have written, just start speaking those vocabs, record your voice, and whenever you feel like you are going to the morning walk, evening walk, so just plug earbuds and play that recording. The way you remember the lyrics of songs, the same way you can remember those vocabularies as well. And one of my teachers told me that if you want to remember something in your life, so you have to use it. If you're not going to use it, you are going to lose it. That's all from my side.
yes, yes. It is good suggestion for beginner also. And sir, I am asking another question. I asked this question to many people, and they is English grammar is important for speaking English? What do you think?
Grammar, right?
Yes.
Okay, Shantanu, I have four aspects for your question. First of all, you need to ask yourself, like, why are you learning English? What is the reason behind it? And in order to accomplish that reason, if you think that grammar plays a very vital role, so you have to learn grammar, no choice.
Yes.
And if
Yes.
you think, even though I don't have grammar knowledge, but I can furnish my purpose, so no need to focus on grammar. Simple. Now, rule number two, being a beginner, intermediate speaker, I would suggest to everyone, don't try to create a trap of grammar for yourself in initial state. Rather, focus on your flow and confidence. Once you reach on that level where you can speak English in a comfortable way without hesitation, shyness, fumbling, stammering, then then after you can go for accuracy, which means you can go for some grammar rules to make it
Yes.
quite better. Third thing is, if you are more into writing, for example, you want to become an English teacher, you want to crack IELTS exam, you are preparing for government exam, you want to become a writer, because in written English, grammar mistakes are not allowed. Let me give you one
Yes.
example. I am a boy. You understood what I said? मैं एक लड़का हूँ.
Yes. Yes.
That's what I said, right? But is this sentence correct?
Yes.
It is not. You know why? Because the correct sentence is I am a boy.
Yes.
Should be there article. If I would write this sentence, it is wrong. If I'll speak this sentence, that's right because you understood. Got it. So if you are more into writing and all, you must go through the grammar rules. But if you are just for you are learning this in language, English as a language for speaking, for communication, for your conversation, forget. Because the grammar rules which you are talking about would learn by yourself only subconsciously, right? The more you'll talk with people, the better you can understand grammar patterns. We do have some patterns in our mind. Our psychology says that sometimes we don't need to force ourselves to learn something. Let the things come naturally in our mind. Right? Okay, last but not least, grammar is the soul of English, backbone of English, root of English. I can't deny this fact. Without grammar, I
Yes.
can't speak a single sentence. I would say my Shiv name is. My Shiv name is. Is this sentence correct? It is not. My is there, name is there, Shiv is there, is there. So what's wrong?
It's
Just grammar. Subject, verb, object. This is the rule. So my subject name is Shiv. That's correct. So it depends your need, you want, how much grammar it is required for you. Just focus on that. And initially, I would
yes.
suggest to everyone just focus on functional grammar, which is required to function this language. That is basic grammar. Day by day, you can improve it, you can work on it. But don't rigid yourself with this, oh God, I don't know grammar, I can't speak English now. That's it.
Yes. Yes. And sir, I know to learn any language, always you have to follow four rules: LSRW, listening, speaking, reading, and writing. Four things are very important for speaking English. But sir, what do you think? What is the most important part for speaking English?
For speaking or for
Yes.
learning English, clarify it, then I would answer. For
Yes.
speaking,
Yes. Speaking and
okay, so
listening, in
for
my point of view.
speaking, okay, for speaking, speaking itself. Forget about
Yes.
LRW, focus on speaking. Because, see, there's a mechanism. Two things are there. First one is input, second one is output. When I'm saying input, listening and reading works as an input, which allow you to consume information, content, knowledge in your mind, in your brain. And then second one is output. When you write, when you speak, whatever you have consumed by listening or reading, now you have to give output of that by speaking and writing. So it depends. If you want to speak, just speak. Because if I would give you a book of swimming and I will ask you, read this book of swimming, and from next day you are going to learn swimming. Is it possible? No. If you want to learn swimming, you have to jump into the water, you have to swim, then only you can swimming. If I would give you a manual of car and I will ask you that this is a manual of car, this is steering, this is brake, this is accelerator, rate, and you can start driving. Is it possible? It's
Yes,
not. In order to learn driving, you have to drive the car and you have to experience. Then only you can learn. So speaking can be learned by speaking only, nothing else. I'm done.
yes, yes, yes. And sir, how much time do you practice every single day, and how many sessions do you take every single day?
Well, when I was a starter, because I was just such a terrible and awful speaker in my initial days in terms of spoken English. So people used to criticize and humiliate me. Then I started learning this language and I gave 14 to 16 hours every single day to learn this language for the next 3 months. These days, I'm just giving around 3 and 4 hours. And out of 4 hours, I usually give 2.5 hours for sessions with co-learners. That's all.
Yes. And sir, when you started your English speaking journey at the beginning time, and at that time, what kind of method did you follow for your improving your English skills?
I've been following you 10 tips and tricks that I've been suggesting to every single co-learner on this application. The first one is like we should remember one thing that we all are Indians and English is not our native language. So while learning this language, if you are making any mistake and we are stammering and stuck at any point, why should not feel ashamed about it? Learn number two, before learning this language, you must need to find one particular reason, powerful reason to learn this language. Like why I'm learning this language. If you have powerful and strong reason, you would be very much attentive towards your learning and you're not going to waste your time in any useless stuff. Third, of course, I have suggested before that you have to enhance your vocabs. The more you have vocabs, the better you can express your ideas, thoughts, emotions, feelings in a very simplest and effective way. Mm. So learn at least one or two vocabs and incorporate the same in your spoken English. Number fourth, be a good listener. Or you can say you should not be obsessed with grammar rules in the initial stage. Focus on your confidence in flow. Once you are done with that, then after you can focus on your accuracy. Fifth rule is practice makes a man perfect. I totally deny. No one is perfect in this world. But yes, daily practice, which means consistent practice, would allow you to see some progress on your spoken English. So be regular towards your practice. Don't become Most Milal. Now, next one is love your mistakes. It means whenever you are speaking to someone, just try to accept your mistakes, embrace your mistakes because we are humans and humans are allowed to make mistakes. Once you are done with identification of mistakes, so you need to work on those mistakes and gradually you can speak English like a flawless speaker. English speaking environment. It plays a very vital role. I hope you remember how did you learn your mother tongue. You have to listen to your parents, siblings, and you observed them, then you imitated them. This is how you have learned. Same goes with English. The more you have English surrounding in yourself, the better or sooner you can learn this language. So talk to yourself, talk to your family members at your home, try to describe paintings, things in your own words. Right. Now, next one is like I would say the RWS, which you have mentioned. Listening, reading, writing, speaking. Listen to podcasts, audiobooks. Native speakers, teachers will allow you to improve your content creation power. And reading will allow you to enhance vocabs, basic sentence formation. And writing will improve your accuracy and speaking, which you are doing. That is your sole purpose to learn this language. And last but not least, I would say we should remember one thing in our mind that English is just a language, it's not a rocket science. So anyone can learn it. We have to keep patience. We have to enjoy the process of learning, and we should use some different application where we can talk with some different co-learners who are in the same level as we are right now. And we have to stop procrastination because we have been taking advices from different mentors and trainers, but we are not even focusing on implementation of those advices in our practical ground spoken English. So we need to do our homework, right? And to
Yes,
feel confident, this is how we can become the best version of ourselves and we can learn this language so easily. That's all.
yes, yes. And sir, do you speak in English in at your office or at your home?
No, I don't. No one speaking English with me at my home in my real life. No one is there with whom I can speak English. I'm the only companion and best partner for myself in order to practice with. So that's why I usually come to different virtual applications. There are so many English application and this application as well where I love to practice with some co-learners in order to improvise my spoken English.
And sir, how long have you been using this application?
I've been using this application, I guess, last 2 weeks. Not even two, I guess 1.5 week.
Yes. And sir, earlier did you use another application for your speaking purpose?
Yeah, I've been using so many applications. I've been using 7 or 8 applications in order to improvise my spoken English.
Yes, yes, yes. All right, sir. It was nice conversation with you. You are also speaking very well. I have learned a lot of things from you. Yeah. All right, sir. Nice to meet you. Take care. Bye bye. Have a good day.
Thank you. It was really nice and fruitful session with you. I have enjoyed a lot. I hopefully you as well. So some other day we are going to talk about some other topics. So keep talking, keep learning, practicing, improving, and shining. Wish you all the best for your bright future and English journey. See you soon.
Yes, yes, yes. Thank you. Thank you, sir.